story. Thank you so much. What a fantastic day we're having, and what an amazing journey this has been. And I want to say a huge welcome back to all of you who've come from all over the world to help us to celebrate 40 years of the Ballymaloe Cookery School. There's at least 10 nationalities here. I met another one there a few minutes ago. Where's Bright? He came all the way from China via Galway. Okay, he's somewhere here. And Japan, Hideki traveled 26 hours to get to us. Where are you, Hideki? Yay! And Korea, China, Brazil, US, Norway, Germany, Netherlands, Britain, and of course Ireland. So you are just a small number of the Ballymaloe alumni who are now scattered all over the world. And the problem now is that when I travel a little bit and I'm going to an airport, if I'm trying to get away with my toy boy, basically I get caught by somebody who says, "Hi, Darina," or whatever. Okay, and also I actually forgot about giving a little speech, and I kept wandering around with the glass in my hand, and then I'd lose the glass and I'd pick up somebody else's glass and so on. So I was like the old fella in the pub finishing off people's drinks. So I wasn't quite reckoning to be half squiffy when I was giving a talk, but anyway. Sadly, we weren't able to contact absolutely everybody because some of you, some people we didn't have an email address for and have moved to addresses. But anyways, such a joy to get together with so many of you, and it's a big trip down memory lane for Tim and I and all of us. Thinking back a little bit, in the late 1970s, early 80s, the economics, long before some of you were born, by the way, is the economics of farming totally changed. And Tim and I needed to diversify a bit and to find a different way to earn a living so that we could continue to live on this farm that we love. And so on. So in desperation, we decided to open a cooking school in some converted farm buildings. And this might sound very on trend now, but back then it definitely sounded way, way out. And not least to the first bank manager. Another page, please.
I'm the page boy.
I picked up courage to go into the savings bank in Middleton to ask the bank manager for a loan to convert some farm buildings here into a cooking school. And everybody warned me that the bank managers were awful. This was in the early 1980s. Some of you will remember there was a very bad recession in Ireland at that time too. Everybody was saying how awful the bank managers were. Anyway, he was so nice. He welcomed me and I always think he gave me tea and USA biscuits, but people say that the bank managers never do that. But anyway, I told him about this fantastic idea I had to open a cooking school in some converted farm buildings out in our farm here out in Shanagarry, and he was so nice. He sat back in his chair and listened and all that, and I thought, oh, he thinks it's a fantastic idea. And so anyway, but then he said, and I mean, if ever a bank manager says this to you, you know the answer is no. He said, well, that's really interesting, but I'll need to discuss it with my colleagues. So you know then that, anyway, a few days later, couldn't wait for the post to come. A few days later, a letter came basically saying no, and the tone of the letter was, we really need to try to save you from yourself. Not the last time I've been told that, by the way, but anyway. How fortunate. Actually, I really wish I had invited him here today. Wouldn't it be nice? But anyway, actually, sorry, I mustn't go on and on out into a segue out into different stories, but I hadn't met that bank manager for about 35 years, and I was at something a while ago, and I suddenly spied him across the room, and I made a beeline for him across the room, and I said, do you remember me? Do I what? And I said, do you remember me coming into you and asking you for money, to start the cooking school? And he said, yes, I do. And I said, I was totally taken in. I really thought you thought it was a great idea. And you were so relaxed and everything. And he said, well, after you started to talk, you were so excited about the whole thing, I decided I'd sit back and enjoy it. And so I said, well, aren't you sorry? Now I've been borrowing money a lot ever since. So anyway, so that was it. But anyway, so hi, wherever you are out there. But how fortunate were we, Tim and I, that my parents-in-law, Ivan and Myrtle Allen, believed that the idea could work and offered to go guarantor for us in their bank, Change Banks, and suggested that we call it the Ballymaloe Cooking School. That was a huge act of faith in Rory and I, basically believing that we would keep up the standard that at that stage Ballymaloe was already well known. So we remember them so fondly today, Ivan and Myrtle, and their constant support and inspiration, and how much my co-founder and partner in crime, Rory, and I have enjoyed passing on their philosophy through the school. We also remember the encouragement of our dear friends Neil and Pauline O'Kennedy today. Coincidentally, it's their wedding would have been their wedding anniversary today. We're so delighted that their daughter Nikki is here today with us to celebrate with us. Thank you for coming, Nikki. And you know, Pauline always had a direct line to the Holy Ghost. She was always able to organise some good weather. We also remember dear Mummy, our feisty mother of 9 of us, and Auntie Florence was another beloved presence here at the school for so many years. Also delighted that virtually all my brothers and sisters are here today. Yay! And gosh, how things have changed through those years. You know, originally when we started the school, we couldn't wait for I need another page. We couldn't. We couldn't wait for the postman to come in the morning to see whether we got another booking. And that was during the summer of 1983, while we were still converting what was the playroom at that time into the first cooking school. And we started with just 11 students. And I remember the post would come, you'd open the letter, I was so excited, another booking. And then I'd ring my father-in-law, Ivan, who'd be waiting at the other end of the phone in Ballymaloe just to see if anything had come in this day's post. And everybody had their fingers crossed for us, really. And things were so different back then. That was 20 plus years before the internet and smartphones. Far busier office now, and so many changes over the last 40 years. We're now deep in a climate crisis. There's food poverty, soil degradation, accelerated food regulations, often slightly counterproductive actually in some ways, but well-meaning, food allergies and tolerances. I was running the school for 3 years before I heard the word celiac. I had to ask somebody what it meant. But we all know in many ways that the answer to so many of those problems, the solution is in the soil and through food. And as ever, our food should be our medicine and can be. So we may not have another 40 years, but we have now. In 1983, sustainability wasn't even a thing. And now it's everything. And all of us who are part of the Ballymaloe Cookery School family, all of you, all of us, are educators, activists, advocates, ambassadors for all that we believe in. You are the people with both the opportunity and the responsibility to take action and be the change we all badly want to see. My ask of you is today is that, as well as having a fantastic weekend and connecting and reconnecting with each other, sharing memories and making new ones, that you leave here ready to take action. There may even be a few new romances. This place is better than Tinder any day. Yay! And we have several couples here, where are you, who actually met here at the school, yay, and went on to Rosa and Daniel, where are you? Yeah, yay! Exactly, and not to speak of you, Rachel. And also Marina and Phil, I don't know where you are, the whole lot of you there, many more. Anyway, Tim and I have a big team behind us here. A huge thank you to our entire staff, everyone in the office, housekeeping, the cottage team, the gardeners, the micro dairy, the fermentation HQ, bread shed, maintenance, as well as the wonderful team of past and present teachers. And then Eileen, I don't know where you are, whether you're gone home at this stage, but basically I think it was 5:30 this morning in here, the school has gradually grown throughout all those years, and many of you have been with us for 20 years plus. And are we so grateful for what you have done to achieve with us? Yes, so grateful. Yeah. Holy there, that dapper looking chap with the straw hat. He was here even before not before I was here actually, but since 1981. And Dennis, where's Dennis? Dennis, who's our painter and resident birder. Sorry to come back, not to move around too much. Okay, a painter and resident birder, Dennis O'Sullivan. I don't know where you are there, Dennis. Also, thank you very much. Thank you. Where's Dennis? I don't know. He's hiding there somewhere. Okay, takes us on dawn chorus walks and everything as well. And we're also delighted to have. Now, I was going to say we're delighted to have Will Keneally and many of our maintenance team here, but Will has stood me up. Okay, he's gone off rallying instead, Will and Trevor. And many of our maintenance team who, because of some of you who haven't been here for a very long time, will realise that gradually we've added on bits and bits to the school. So they've, all that wonderful team of you, thank you, have helped us to build and renovate and add to the original school. We've run out of buildings to renovate now. I would also like to thank you, Rory, Toby, Rachel, and the entire team for organising this fantastic 40th year celebration. And for magicking up all that totally delicious food. So many people said to me, the flavours were a trip down memory lane, a blast from the past. So thank you so much, everybody. Rory, another page, I think. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm sorry, okay. Right, last but certainly not least, a huge thank you to Tim also, and to his ACE team on the farm and the gardens. How lucky are we to have the most beautiful produce anyone ever had to cook with from the farm and garden. Timmy, where are you? Yeah, thank you so much. Over the years, I've realised how our students have become increasingly curious about where and how the food they were learning to cook with was produced. And this was years before. When we started in 1983, there was no such thing as farm to fork, zero waste, cooking from scratch, etc., etc. And now they're all a thing. So it's just the way we were, really. But now, at this stage, now that I'm 75, I'm stepping back from the day-to-day running of the school, and I've handed the baton over to this ACE team here, Toby and Rory and Rachel and Adrian and everybody else. So I have a retirement project. My retirement project, Tim is very glad to hear. My retirement project is to start, and this has been an idea that's been incubating for over 10 years, the Ballymaloe Organic Farm School, to pass on the skills and the experience, everything, and all the magic that happens down on the farm and gardens in the greenhouses. So watch that space. And finally, a very special thank you again to you, dear Timmy. Where are you? I can't see you anywhere there. And all of our children, Isaac, Rachel, yeah, you too. Isaac, Toby, Lydia and Emily, and we're so fortunate to have 11 grandchildren as well, so many of them living very close to us here. Rupert, I see you over there. Thank you for opening all those lovely oysters. Yay! And I hope you, apart from all the yummy, yummy food, I hope you all tasted Timmy's brie. They're made from, how lovely is that? Made from the organic milk from our little tiny dairy herd of 9 cows or something. I mean, I'm a dairy farmer, says me, and the royal we. So when I tell real farmers, I'm a dairy farmer, they say, "Oh, really? And how many cows have you?" And I say 9. They think I've left off a nought or 2 noughts. But anyway, but I don't know. Maybe I'm a tinsy bit biased, but I think that brie was outstanding. I really do. Yeah, absolutely outstanding. And Tim also wanted me to remind you that it's even more important than ever to pass on the skills that you have to everyone, both cooking and learning how to grow and everything. We're in extraordinary times. So all of us who've been lucky enough to learn how to cook and how to grow and how to do many other things, take every opportunity we can. Go out there, all of you, and continue to make a difference. And boy, are we proud of all our babies, Rory, aren't we? From all over the world. We're so proud of you. So thank you all for coming back to celebrate with us. And here's to another 40 years.
I will say something. As I predicted, Darina pretty much covers it all. But Darina said we live in extraordinary times, and here we are today in this Eden, really, that Darina and Tim and the family and all of our incredible staff have created. Because the Garden of Eden may have been, biblically speaking, created by some extraordinary miracle. This wasn't created by a miracle. It was created by a huge amount of hard work and commitment. And that's completely wonderful. I was supposed to be on a plane to Morocco tomorrow morning to go and make a cooking show. A series based starting in Tangier and running down through. And I'm sure as many of you have heard overnight, there's been catastrophic earthquakes in Morocco. And we send all of our love to our many friends in Morocco, and it reminds us how lucky we are in there, but for the grace of God or Allah or whoever you're having yourself, is that we're here today and we found ourselves in this extraordinary place. In a curious twist of fate, my producer said, we have a sponsor, we have a slot on the telly, we have a crew, what are we going to do? So, in a very, very brief conversation I had with them this morning, because we were a little busy, it looks like we're going to do something perhaps to honour 40 years of the Ballymaloe Cookery School. Or something of that nature, because our advertising can't be too blatant. But my producer reminded me, my producer said to me, you didn't hear Jamie Oliver on the Brendan O'Connor show this morning. I said I didn't actually, because I was a little busy. But he said he was really stressing what we have always done, and which has been one of Darina's great mantras, and Tim and everybody here at school, of the importance of cooking. You know how to feed yourself. So that will be a recurring theme as well. And the plan is we will go and visit some of our alumni around the country as well and have a chat with them. So a curious twist of fate, you might say. But again, could I repeat Darina's thanks to our wonderful team of staff who are just absolutely wonderful. Many are all who feel like are like family at this stage. And you're everything to what we do, and you're everything to the place. And when people come back, they come back for you guys as well. So thank you all so much. And I say that with my whole heart. And thank you all, and go forth and party or whatever happens now. Thank you, everybody. Always the last word.
And a special thank you to the musicians who were here earlier. I'm not sure where they are now. Also, we have an opera singer here. Do you feel like singing? Where are you?
I think we do a toast as well, actually.
Oh yeah.
You take your glass, yeah. And I hope you have your glass. I hope you all have your glass filled. If you don't, anyway, just a quick toast to you all, to us all, to our good fortune, and to our good health and our good food, and good luck, everybody. Cheers. Cheers.